Nutshell, coffee has a lot of antioxidants in it. Tea is very anti-cancerous, or has anti-cancerous properties in it. Say, for example, green tea. But again, key factor there is you buy loose leaf tea. Okay, so it's not coffee or tea. Use both, and obviously drink plenty of water. An easy thing for most people to do is to just simply cut out all soft drink as of today. We develop this taste, and again, you've got to remember about food manufacturers and food industry, is they develop food so that we can consume more, okay? So in other words, it's not uncommon for people, actually, here's an interesting stat. Since 1975, food was growing, food industry, sugar consumption, I should say, was growing 1% a year. That 1% growth was based upon food population growth. Since 1975, after 1975, sugar consumption has grown up to 5% per year. Now that 4% gap, essentially what that is they figured out pretty early on that the more sugar that you add to food, the more people consume. Okay, so you can downregulate people's appetite hormones, such as leptin, which is specifically correlated to appetite. You can downregulate people's appetite hormones if you give them more sugar. The other thing that Coca-Cola do is add sodium to the Coke, which makes you thirsty, which essentially makes you want to consume more. So you're not missing out on anything by cutting out soft drink. You actually live longer and drink more water, which you'll be better hydrated and better be able to perform. Yeah? So drink plenty of water. This is just a note on supplementation. Supplements that I recommend and I like to take pretty much all year round. Magnesium, because there's over 300 biochemical functions in the body that is due to magnesium, and it's also clinically the most efficient mineral that you'll see. Next one is zinc, because it's synergistic to every single other vitamin and mineral. And the other one is fish oil, but generally fish oil is not something I take all year round. Reason being, if I eat a diet, let's say a lot of meat in my diet, if I get an order, which I do, I order my meat from a farmer. If I get an order of 40 kilos of organic grass-fed cow, I don't need a supplement with fish oil because the cow has plenty of omega-3s in it, okay? But if you're just starting your health kick, fish oil is definitely a good supplement to take. Now, one caveat on that, don't just go and buy out any random fish oil, any random zinc, or any random magnesium. It needs to be formulated the right way. So one of the things that you'll find with fish oil especially is only 12 companies in the world that make ethical fish oil. And what I mean by ethical fish oil is fish oil that's actually sourced in a part of the world where the fish is clean. So if you go to the chemist and you buy $10 for 400 pills of fish oil, guaranteed it's going to have heavy metals in it, okay? You want to buy all your supplements generally from a practitioner range. Some practitioner ranges that are good are obviously Poliquin is the one that I recommend and use. Other brands are things like Thorne, Metagetics. If you do a Google search, practitioner brands, they're the main ones. Douglas Labs would be another one. They're the main ones that are safe. Okay, and in magnesium's a big one because magnesium, most people don't formulate it the right way. So it's unabsorbable magnesium. So for example, I could give you a magnesium that's unabsorbable that will make you go to the toilet. Okay, that's why it makes you go to the toilet, because it's unabsorbable. But you want magnesium, like a magnesium orotate or a fumarate, or a taurate, which is good for the heart, muscles, all the other things. So it needs to be formulated right.
What about magnesium oil?
Magnesium oil, topical magnesium that you rub into your skin, very good. Again, but even that you need to make sure. Generally, a topical magnesium will only be formulated by a practitioner company because they're always ahead of the curve. Yeah, I use topical magnesium from the Poliquin range. It's fantastic. I really do like it. I'll get sleep like a baby. Okay. So sleep rules for you guys. Now, there's a study done, and T.S. Wiley, who's probably one of the best people I've read on the topic of sleep, she quotes a study in her book that's called Lights Out, and I also had her on my podcasting show. She quotes a study where essentially they measured the melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone of sleep. Okay, they measured the melatonin of a young male, and then they put 5-cent fiber optic cable, the size of 5 cents, fiber optic cable on the back of the knee, and then which shot out light, and measured the melatonin again, and they produced 80% less melatonin. The take home from that is if you want to have deep, restful sleep, okay, you need to sleep in a pitch black room. What is a pitch black room? If you put your hand in front of your face, you can't see it, okay? Get rid of all the light in your bedroom, okay? Do it today. You will sleep better. Your phone, if you use your phone to who uses their phone to wake them up? Keep your hand up if it's at least 4 meters away from your head. Okay, so good on you guys for getting it 4 meters away from your head. But don't sleep with a phone next to your head. Pitch black. Do it for 3 days and you will notice the improvement in the way you wake up. If you can't sleep, okay, if you have trouble falling to sleep, definitely go grab yourself magnesium. The other thing that I'd recommend is that you start to implement a wind down process. What's a wind down process? Is when you go home after your job, you've been sitting in sunlight, you've been sitting in office light, which essentially our brains don't understand. It thinks it's sunlight, right? So which switches off our brain to produce melatonin. So we're sitting in this artificial sunlight, which our brains aren't making melatonin. Then we go home, we switch all the lights on. What does our brain think? It's another day. It's not time to wind down yet. So we need to tell our brains, because our genes, our hormones are all based on external factors, basically, okay? So, I mean, if food, women, sleep, night, day cycles, all these things tell our bodies that this is what we're supposed to be doing, okay? If we put you in a room that just has, sunlight all the time, we're tired, but we can't sleep. So if you have trouble sleeping, implement a wind down process. That wind down process is turning off the lights, or at least putting the lights to the side of you while you work on your laptop or watch TV or whatever it is, okay? So sleep like a baby. Oop, skipped one. Okay, the next one, if you want to change body composition fast, is that one that's obviously cut off, is get yourself a good coach, a trainer who understands this thing. And obviously not all trainers are created equal. What I would look for in terms of coaches and trainers is someone who has been trained by Poliquin, okay? Obviously I'm biased, being a PICP coach, biosignature practitioner, having done a lot of courses and spent a lot of time with Charles himself, but to be fair, it is probably, when I look at the industry, the fitness industry, and I look at who are the best trainers and who are the most safest, and if I'm sending a client to someone in an area that, obviously I'm in Melbourne, I'm based in Melbourne, but if I have a client who says, I'm moving to Sydney, who should I go see? It is a Poliquin coach, yeah, because we all receive a very high quality of training. Oops, I think I skipped that one. So, very, very simple. This slide is basically saying that there's two sets of hormones. There's your survival hormones and there's your replication hormones. Obviously, we want to be doing things from a place of replication. Healthy people can reproduce, okay? Simple. If you can't reproduce, you're probably not optimally in shape, okay? So you want to hardwire things. And again, I haven't seen any healthy people who are out of shape, if that makes sense. But I've seen plenty of people who are in shape who aren't healthy. So if you focus on health, you will get in shape. Do things that are healthy. Don't worry about, I have to lose body fat. Just focus on getting healthy. Yeah. So training. So I'll give you a couple of quick points and things that you probably need to go out and research a bit more. But the thing with training, and again, on break, I think I was speaking to someone before, they said to me, I'm doing this program, is that good? Well, it's good for 4 weeks. That's it, 4 to 6 weeks. Because the human body is an adaptative machine. You essentially, what we do at Enterprise Fitness, is we get a client, let's say, this is week 0 or week 1, I should say. We look at them in phases, okay? And we say, all right, what's the first goal? Where do you want to go? All right? And they might say, all right, well, I'm 25% body fat, which is quite high, okay? I want to get lean. Okay, well, the goal is very simple. It's fat loss, okay? So we orientate a program for fat loss. But they might lose 10 kilos in 8 weeks, which brings them up to here. So that's the 8th week there. So then we focus on strength. One key concept to get, you can't always be focused on building mass, you can't always be focused on building strength, and you can't always be focused on building fat loss. But when you focus on that one thing. You might get the other things, but I write training programs based around the most important thing. Another way to put it, you can't go north and south at the same time. You can't. You just go around in circles. This is often what I find with people. They either do training programs for way too long, or they do training methods. Let's say, for example, super eccentrics. Super eccentrics are great for 4 weeks. Then you need to go to the next thing. Why? Because there's things called strength deficit. Super eccentrics will develop strength, but they won't develop speed. And speed, it's always easier from a strength coaching point of view to get a fast person strong than it is to get a slow person fast. So you want to get strong, you want to have a fundamental base of speed in there as well. So you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. You're going to get, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, you're not going to get a different result. It's going to be the same result. Okay? So train hard, that's a fundamental. If you want to transform your body, train 4 days a week. Okay? If you're not so worried about transforming your body, you get into the gym 2-3 times a week, not a big deal, maintain. But if you want faster results, train 4 days a week. Okay? Fat loss will come mainly from diet. Well, at least that's the goal. I don't recommend you, jump on a treadmill and do boring ass cardio. Yeah, we're all guys. We were designed genetically to get a rock, throw it at the rabbit, and then walk up to it and eat it. Yeah? We weren't designed to chase around a rabbit. Yeah? We were designed for anaerobic sports. We're anaerobic machines. Okay? We're not aerobic machines. And often when you focus, unless you want to go out and do a marathon, which is a completely different topic, and that's completely fine if that's your calling, but essentially if you're training for optimal body composition, you want to be doing anaerobic activities. And the way I always explain it from a practical perspective